welcome back. It's Zion from Uke on Demand, and this week we're going over the lullaby Slumber My Darling. We're going to go over the first part of the tutorial in this video, but you can get the rest of the lesson and all the tabs over at ukeondemand.com. Let's get started. This first bar, played slowly, will sound like this. And to play that part, we're going to start out in an F chord. That's just the index finger on the first fret of the E, middle finger on the second fret of the G, and we're going to strum that once. And then add the ring finger to the third fret of the E, and then pull off of it to the first fret. Or you can pick twice, so pick the third fret of E, and then the first fret of E. After those three notes, we're going to go into a C5, which is just open G, open C, and ring finger on the third fret of the E. And then pick open A by itself. And this last A string that we just picked, it's going to be held a little bit longer than all the notes we've played so far. And then after that, we're going to pick the third fret of the E string again, or if you'd rather, you can also pick the open G string if it's a little more comfortable for you. And either way, we're going to pick that G note. These next few notes are very close together, so you're going to pick that G. Then come down, play the open C and first fret of the E together quickly. And then open A, and this one we hold for a bit longer also. So to those three notes together. From here, pinky up to the fifth fret of the A string. And then into another F chord, but this is just going to look a little bit different from your first one that we did. So we're going to keep that basic F chord shape, but we're also going to add the ring finger to the third fret of the A. That will finish out measure 2. Going into measure 3, we're going to come up a bit higher now. We're going to be playing a B flat. You might be used to that being down here. But this version, we're going to bypass the G string altogether and have the index finger on the 5th fret of the C, middle finger on the 6th fret of the E, and pinky on the 8th fret of the A. We're just going to pick those bottom 3 strings. And for this particular chord, given what's about to come up in this song, it's best if this index finger is doing a little bar over those strings. So after we strum, hold that, and then we're going to pick the 7th fret of the A, immediately followed by the 5th fret. Here's why we left that bar, so that 5th fret is being covered already. And then we're going to come down to another one of these F chords. We're going to pick the 1st fret of the A, and then open A. Now that we've reached the end of bar 1, let's put it all together very slowly. Moving into the next bar would sound like this. And to play that bar, we're going to start out in this chord shape. And it's going to be open G string, 2nd fret of the C, 1st fret of the E, and open A. We're going to pick the open G string, and then pick the 1st fret of the E. Your index finger is already there. And then into another C5, like we did earlier. And then going into measure 5, we have another F chord. Now it's going to almost repeat itself. So the next 4 measures are very similar to the previous 4, but there's a couple differences in between. So we're going to start again in an F chord, strum once. Pick the 3rd fret of the E, then to the 1st fret. Into a C5. And then open A string immediately followed by the open G string. I'm going to pick the open C and 1st fret of E together. Then open A. Pinky all the way up to the 5th fret. And then into another F chord with the ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A. So putting this bar together very slowly would sound like this. Play the next bar, we're going to go into that upper B flat position from earlier, but we're not going to add the pinky just yet. Instead, we're just going to do that little bar on the bottom 3 strings of the 5th fret and middle finger on the 6th fret of the E. We're just going to keep ignoring the G string for now. So we're going to strum down from the C string, and this bar put together will sound like this. So again, we're in that position up here and we strum down. We pick the 7th fret of the A, then the 8th fret, and then from here we're going to go into a barred F chord. So all we do is leave the pinky where it is, and we're going to take our ring finger and middle finger off and make this a full bar so it covers the G string. So now we're just doing a bar over the 5th fret and the pinky on the 8th fret of the A. And after that strum, we're going to pick the 5th fret of the C. The bar is already covering where it is. Then pinky comes over and we pick the 7th fret of the C string. Then we're going to come to this F chord again. And pick the 3rd fret of the E twice. And then finally, for this first part of the song, we're going to end on the C string and the 1st fret of the E being picked together. So to put this last 2 measures together very slowly. And that's how to play the first part of Slumber My Darling. To get the rest of the lesson and all the tabs, head over to ukeondemand.com. And subscribe below so you don't miss our upcoming fingerstyle tutorials. We'll see you next time.